Good afternoon. Welcome to Daily Currency Update from the Currency Desk. Yesterday, we saw a largely flat movement in the US dollar rate against the Indian rupee. So this was mainly because the investors traded very cautiously ahead of an all-important RBI policy decision meet today. Today at 11 o'clock, we had the RBI policy outcome coming in, wherein the RBI cut the key policy rate, that is the repo rate, by 25 basis point and the CRR rate by another 25 basis points. This is expected to provide some support for the Indian rupee against the US dollar in the short term, as we have an influx of around 18,000 crores of rupees into the banking market, and again there is an expectation of the interest rates coming down. What is also positive for the Indian rupee is the fact that RBI has reduced its inflation expectations for the coming months. What this says that in the coming months we could expect the inflation to come down further, and this will again have lower pressure on the government and as well as the fiscal deficit. But on the negative side, the RBI has also reduced its GDP forecast from 5.8 to 5.5 for the current year. So it remains to be seen if the inflation would come down in the coming months, as the growth forecasts have already been reduced to a certain extent. So we expect that there has been a lot of the rate cut of 25 basis point has already been factored in once the inflation data came in better than expected, that is a 2 weeks back. So from therein, dollar has come down quite a bit. So we expect some profit booking at current levels, based on which the dollar could strengthen from here on up till 54.30 levels. Currently, we have a recommendation of long USD INR with a stop loss of 53.50 and target 54.30 in the near term. But if the inflation in the next month increases, that is for January and the months to come in the current quarter increases, we could see the overall the real growth actually go down. So this would be negative for the actual growth. So it remains to be seen whether the RBI rate decision was sensible or not. In terms of euro against the Indian rupee, we have seen the euro appreciating quite a bit based on the LTRO repayment announcement by the European central banks. This week we are expecting it to remain largely sideways. There is a resistance for the euro against the USD rate at 1.3485. So if it comes down from those levels, we could see the euro again going down against the Indian rupee as well. That is the euro INR rate. But largely it is expected that the euro INR rate will remain quite sideways, as there is a string of data to be released in the current month, which is pretty important for the euro. A few of those data include the US fourth quarter GDP figures, the FOMC meet, the US non-farm payrolls and the China PMI data. So all these data are supposed to be having a good impact on the euro, and based on this we could see a direction in the euro against the Indian rupee trade. Coming to the pound is largely tracking the euro in terms of trading. We have seen some fall in the value of pound against the Indian rupee after the announcement of the new Bank of England governor, that is gave a lot of dovish statements and stated the near-term policy and how it could move. But currently the struggle for UK is the fact that its current inflation is higher than the GDP growth, so which means the real growth is actually negative. Until the time that the real growth remains negative, there's going to be a lot of work ahead for the Bank of England governor. So we recommend technically that sell the pound against the Indian rupee below 84.85 levels. Already we had a report based fundamental calls recommending a sell in the pound against the Indian rupee from 87.80 levels. Currently it has come down down by 2 rupees, and we have exit given on those calls. Again, in terms of Japanese yen, it continues to move down against the Indian rupee. Currently it is sustaining well below 59.50 levels. So until the time that level holds, we could see further downside in the Japanese yen. So currently we recommend to hold short or long only above 59.57 levels in the spot against the Japanese yen. Thank you.